Welcome everybody to the R+R Show. Executive Chef Russell LaCasce here with Ronen Aviram, GM here at the Hotel Valley Ho. We are so excited today to be cooking. We have a beautiful blue cheese crusted ribeye.
Can't wait.
And let's have a great day. A couple things I want to get into here first. We're gonna get some things started before we go into some of the other things that we're gonna go. So first things first. We're going to make this bourbon sherry reduction sauce. This is something that we've made here at the hotel. We're going to start with a little bit of Jim Beam bourbon or any bourbon really. We use Jim Beam here at the hotel. Soy sauce, sherry vinegar. So you can tell this is going to go so well with this blue cheese, this bacon, this ribeye. It's got such a umami kind of barrely acid bomb that's going to be just great with that butter and that blue cheese and that
sounds
steak.
Decadent and delicious.
Now
this is we got this ribeye on our ZuZu menu right now, the dinner menu right now.
We do.
And it's
beautiful prime cut. We try to just source the best of the best product.
Cooking with prime makes a big difference for sure.
Absolutely, we've got to, we spend a lot of time here with the purveyors to get exactly what we want, and it shows in the food that we do here. Absolutely.
So as part of the R+R show, the Ronen and Russell show, what we want to do is kind of feature some of the fun stuff we do in ZuZu. And then give you an opportunity to make it at home. So if you're local, if you want, we can kind of put the groceries together for you and have you pick it up. Or if you're somewhere else around the globe and you want to cook with the R+R group, we'll give you a list of what you need to do and what you get. All these ingredients are available in a local grocery store, and you can do it at home. And we'll kind of go step by step and teach you how to make it. And that's one of the things I love about Russell is that he's always in the kitchen. He and I are kind of talking about foods. I have such a great passion for it, and he's got patience for me. But I see it with his staff too about the fact that you will take the time and break down ingredients for them, tell them about why we source certain things and how you kind of put the menu together and what your rationale is behind it. So I always appreciate watching you teach people, which is why I think that this show is great because people will be able to have us there, kind of tell them about what we're making. But also, they can learn themselves, and you're basically kind of remote teaching them. So I appreciate that.
That's the fun of cooking is we're not trying to we're not cooking for ourselves. We're cooking for you guys. We're cooking for the people that come into our restaurant, and you at home following along with us. Maybe you're cooking for your friends or something like that. So we just want you guys to have an amazing time and maybe learn a trick or two and cook a great meal. So
sounds good. All right.
Again,
so you got your sauce going?
In this pot, yep, we got our sauce. I add a little bit of sugar to that, and we're basically just going to turn the heat on. We're going to watch that as it kind of reduces to the consistency we want.
All right.
All right.
Can I do some prep work for you as we get ready to do some work on the steak as well?
So this dish is a blue cheese and bacon crusted ribeye. We've got a mushroom hash that's going to come along with that. Ronen, I'm going to have you go ahead and just slice up a couple shallots.
Okay.
In this bowl here, we've got some beautiful. These are beach mushrooms here, or honchi minji mushrooms. These are locally cultivated mushrooms. These are not wild, but they are grown in pots in a warehouse or something. We buy these from a local place down in Mesa. But these are king trumpets or king oyster, and then this is called a Maitake mushroom, one of my favorites. It's got a very kind of fragrant perfumey smell to it, and it's just roasts up super delicious. So we've got some great little mushrooms. We use a lot of these at the hotel.
For the most part, you can be able to find those mushrooms, but if you can't,
absolutely.
You can pretty much substitute any mushroom, or what do you think?
You can, absolutely. Go get some creminis or some buttons from the grocery store. Will work just as well. Okay. You can get these at any specialty store or farmers markets. Lots of those type of things have.
That's for the hash, right? For the mushroom hash.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we want to start cleaning those up, we're gonna give the shallots a little slice.
Got it. I'll do that.
And we're gonna go with the mushrooms. I am gonna work on my side a little blue cheese crust for this steak. While we're making this blue cheese crust, I'm gonna get our pan going here. We're gonna cast iron sear this pan today. Cast iron sear this steak today. Good salt and pepper, and let your steak sit out for about 20-30 minutes before you cook it. You want to get a little bit of, let it kind of come up. It's gonna cook much more evenly for you that way, and it's gonna get a great sear. Dry it out just a little bit. It's okay if it kind of air dries out like this. Get your oven on 350. That way you make sure that you're gonna go in for a minute, and then we're gonna bump that heat up just a little bit so it gets a nice little melty crust on the top. So again, I'm gonna turn the heat up on my pan here just so we can start our steak while we're making our crust. Ronen's making the ingredients for our hash. In this bowl here, I'm gonna add a cup and a half blue cheese. These are crumbles. You can buy a more high-end type blue cheese if you want. You can buy just a crumbled cheese. Works just as well. It almost works a little better because it's kind of drier and it's not so creamy. The next step, we're going to take ice cold butter and we're going to throw a little dice on this. This is about a quarter cup of butter.
So some people aren't comfortable cooking at home, so I always recommend that they grab our curbside service where they can order it online.
Absolutely.
Or call us at 480-248-2000. You can see our online to-go menu available at hotelvalleyho.com, and then click on the ZuZu page. And all of these items are available for you to grab and take home, right? And you just pull up to the hotel and pull up right to the porte cochere. There's a sign that tells you where our curbside parking is, and you pull up. The valet will let the restaurant know, and the order right in your car for you. Take it home and enjoy it. As well as we've got a lot of other opportunities to enjoy ZuZu. We've got our Versus series, which we do every month. We've got Russell will put together a menu that he thinks is fun, is relatively seasonal, and then we'll go ahead and get whether it's a winery, a beer group, tequila, cocktails, wine versus wine, where we do kind of a versus here where we challenge each other. So they each have to pair their respective beverage with one of Russell's courses.
Yeah.
We do that monthly, and it's really fun to have a fun kind of competitive experience. But
It's a lot of fun, guys.
Russell gets to get super creative with his menu, and then he has the opportunity to say, "Hey guys, you pair it to what I make." And each course gets voted among. We keep them as smaller events. They're private. They're exclusive. So please make sure you keep an eye on our website to see what the next month's Versus series is. And always we have our amazing Good Crush Wine Club, which is a membership that you have the opportunity to participate with a gentleman that kind of helps us select the wines for us. We call him our wine concierge, and he's able to really procure some fun wines that are good for the type of the year. You can pick them up from the hotel, and then we do some fun exclusive events as part of the Good Crush Wine Club, and then you get special pricing at ZuZu as well. So another great value, and we've got a couple different tiers. And then if you're ever traveling, right, we'll go to a restaurant, whether it's here in town or somewhere else, and you find a bottle of wine that you love. You know what? Just give a call to our wine concierge, and that person can find it for you. That's the fun of what we do.
Absolutely. So many great deals in that Good Crush Wine Club. It's such a great value to our guests here, especially if you get up into the top tier. You get 50% off wine at the restaurant every time you come in. I mean, that's pays for itself. Ronen, I got this pan hot. I'm gonna go ahead and just get this steak started so we can be ready to rock and roll.
Got it.
You'll see a little bit of smoke here. That's okay when you're doing a steak. You want this thing just at smoke point. Okay, you see that oil jumping around in that pan. It's not too much because you want that nice crusty sear. There will be a little bit of smoke when you're dropping this steak in, guys. Lay it away from you in case you get any splatter. I like to just take my hand, give it a little bit of a push so it's nice and flat and get a nice hard sear on that. Okay. So we got our pan on our steak, nice hard sear. We're gonna give that a good sear on one side. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna pop it in the oven and kind of let that go at a temp. Now, if you want more of a really rare steak, You don't need to go in the oven. You can just go in for, 4 minutes on each side. And, it's rare and it's crispy, crusty on both sides. You want to use your grill at home? Amazing, right? One thing is ribeyes, I love about ribeyes is they cook the next day amazing, right?
I'm a big leftover ribeye guy. I like to make like a little hash in the morning with some potatoes, or a little breakfast quesadilla. You get it really crispy the next day. A lot of fat in the ribeye, so I think that's super versatile piece of steak.
Really the best thing.
I think I got these mushrooms done.
Perfect.
Got your.
So we want to get those into a little bowl. We'll set those up to the side. I'll kind of show you in a minute what we're going to do with those. Our sauce here is reducing. Let's finish up our blue cheese crust while our steak is in. So we're just going to take some time. We grow a lot of herbs here in the garden, in our garden here on property. So we, for little stuff like this, we'll pick some great herbs out of there. Nothing better than fresh herbs, guys. If you have the ability to get to something local or your own little herb garden, it's really the way to go. It's cheap, affordable,
Always tastes
and you
better.
will taste the difference in your food. So we're going to pick a little thyme into there. Next, we're going to take a little bit of chive. Okay, we're just going to throw a nice little tight cut on those chives.
So Russ, what would you, big steak, what, if you were cooking at home, what would you like to sip on while you're enjoying it?
Oh man, I can sip on a lot of different things with a good steak like that. Let's get over to PJ and see what he thinks, though. He's the man.
Cocktail connoisseur.
Oh man, that steak looks amazing, Chef Russell. We're gonna pair that with our herbal old fashioned so that you get that nice steak and whiskey kind of vibe together. For our herbal old fashioned, we essentially took the idea of an old fashioned, which is whiskey, sugar, and citrus. A little bit of bitters. What we're gonna do is replace the sugar with a locally sourced honey. We're gonna replace the traditional orange peel with lemongrass, lemon verbena, lemon zest, and lemon bitters, which are all in this chamomile tea. We've got some thyme from Chef's Herb Garden. We've infused the Knob Creek rye, which is this great spicy 100 proof rye, with that chamomile and the thyme. Let it steep just like you would tea. So I'm gonna start with about 2 ounces of that. I'm going to add the locally sourced honey from our cool little bear here. Sweet, herbaceous, savory. This is going to go amazing with that ribeye with the blue cheese crust. Okay. And then, like I said, some lemon bitters right on top. Pop, pop. I'm going to give this a stir. We don't want to dilute it too much. We just want to bring all the flavors together. Cool it down a little bit. Now, if you come in here to ZuZu, we've already got this already done for you. We put it in this charred oak bourbon barrel, let it rest for a couple of weeks. And if you wanted to take one with you, of course, we do have them in these cool mason jars, all prepared for you to go and have a ZuZu experience from the convenience of your own home. Okay. Right there. Gorgeous. Get this poured over the rocks. And like I said, rather than the traditional orange, we're gonna do lemon. So I got a fresh lemon peel on here. Give it a little squeeze. Roll that up. There you go. You can see that kind of misting into the air. Get some of that fresh thyme so you can really get the aroma while you're drinking. And then this cool little honey wand. Make it extra beautiful by popping just a little bit of honey right on top of that wine so you know exactly what you're in store for. There it is. All the chef's plates look so beautiful. I gotta try and keep up, you know? All right. That's our herbal old fashioned. Cheers.
Thanks, PJ. Appreciate that recommendation. Always appreciate your feedback and your wisdom.
The man.
The man.
All right, back to our crust. We got our chives chopped in there. Blue cheese crumbles, diced butter, a little bit of chopped bacon, I would say a half cup. If you want to go more, go more.
Go big.
Go little extra bacon, never hurt anybody. This is just rendered chopped bacon, guys. You can use the little stuff out of the shaker if you want. If you got some bacon left over from breakfast, chop it up. This is a great way to utilize just all that food that you got sitting around the house, okay? We take 1 clove of garlic. We're just gonna throw a nice little slice on that.
For those of you who haven't been to ZuZu in a while, late last year we put together a brand new private dining room called the Rosie Room. So if you ever want to have Russ cook a private meal for you in a private room, that's what it's all about. So stop by and ask us about the Rosie Room, or check it out online at hotelvalleyho.com, or just give us a call and we can help you, assist you in booking that private dining room. It's a beautiful, beautiful private room. It's got a really great audiovisual in there. It's got great lighting. We could do a private dinner. We could do it whether it's a reception. That's really flexible. It's a great flexible space, but it definitely is a little hidden room that we have in the back at ZuZu.
You know, what I love about that room is it gives us, the culinary team, a chance to really kind of like flex our culinary muscles and, you know, get away from, as much as we love cooking burgers for people and great steaks and stuff. This is our opportunity to like really kick it up to that other level, up to you know, 5, 8, 10, 12 course tasting menus, and really customize your experience. So it's a lot of fun in there.
I know your team really enjoys doing that, so that looks good.
Pull our steak out here while this is hot. So I just put a little Worcestershire in our blue cheese crust. We've got this thing all ready to go. Okay, so while this steak is hot, we're gonna come right on with this crust. You can see it's a little crumbly. Okay, we're gonna try to kind of coat most of that steak. What's gonna happen is that butter that's in there is gonna melt. Everything's gonna kind of sit beautifully on top. All right, at this point, we're gonna take this, we're gonna go back into the oven for just a minute.
Get that melt on crust on top.
Yep.
Well, I know you're still working on the steak, but my mind's already gone to dessert. And I know we're not only famous for great food, but our showstopper shakes that we have. We do a new shake every single month. It has been a great success for us doing that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And then recently we just put out our short stopper shake, which is kind of a little mini version of the shake. So if you haven't been to ZuZu, you know, obviously every month is we got a new showstopper shake, but now we have multiple short stoppers that also make, you know, give you the opportunity to take it home, right? It's a little bit smaller and easier to carry, and so we do multiple of those every month as well. So we really appreciate the pastry team putting together some fun options for desserts at ZuZu.
Yeah, no, I am blessed to work around some very talented people, and the pastry department is amazing here. They've always got little snacks that I can't avoid. I see Ronen snooping around over in the bake shop, and it's great to work around people like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we got the steak finishing off.
Once that steak comes out, we're gonna put it into a little side pan and let it rest, and then we're gonna make our hash in that same pan.
All right.
So I'm gonna grab another little pan.
I think I always, you know, when you get something hot and sizzling, you always want to dig right into it. But I think letting those juices kind of relax for a second is always the key.
You can see that the blue cheese is not completely disintegrated, but that butter is melting on there. I'm going to just move that onto our pan there. Take a little bit of that extra cheesy butterness and drop it on top.
Delicious.
All right, right into that pan, Ronen. Let's get those the shallots first.
Butter or no butter? We're good.
No butter. We got all that. This is why we love using this pan. So all that little tidbits at that bottom of that pan is where all that beautiful flavor is.
Okay.
So we're going in with our shallots. Make sure you have a towel or a glove, guys. This pan is going to be very hot. You do not want to touch that handle. Okay, it will not feel good. A little pinch of salt on those. You do have a good amount of salt on the steak, so you got to be careful with the salt, guys. Okay. But again, we're going to use all that ribeye fat and all that bacon fat and all that butter that was in the crust, and we're going to pick all that back up into our hash. And that's why this hash is just amazing. And again, you're just getting all that beautiful flavor in there. All right, garlic in.
Smells delicious.
Boom.
Boom.
Don't want to go too long on your garlic. You want to get a little toast on that, a little color. Make sure the fat is in there. You can go ahead in with the mushrooms now. Awesome. Mushrooms can take a lot of fat, guys. They will cook. You know, they'll look dry, and you're gonna keep adding fat and fat and fat. But you know, don't be afraid to get a little extra oil if you need to on those. I'm gonna turn our heat up just a smidge here. Okay, so we've got our beautiful steak here. We've got our sauce that's been reducing for the sake of time. This will take, you know, an hour. You want to watch it. For the sake of time, I did make a little extra, so we have a little on the side here that's ready to go. And we're just gonna get this mushroom hash cooked.
I think that I wish the people were here with us in the kitchen because it smells amazing.
Amazing. This
And,
is one of my favorite smells. It's like that sear, the ribeye fat, and
Yep.
the bacon and the blue cheese.
Yep.
And,
Yep. When you come up with these videos, you try them out at home first on the family. And
yeah, you know, a lot of the stuff that I brought to the hotel here is that, and my philosophy when I first started thinking about the first menus I put on was, I want to do stuff that I enjoy.
Right.
What have I enjoyed over my life and my years of eating and tons of great restaurants and traveling and my cooking career and the stuff that I really enjoy eating. And that's what has really made it to the rest of the menus here. And I think that's what this restaurant really stands for, is what people eat at home. Maybe kicked up a level and some fun twists and focused ingredients and stuff like that. But it's approachable. It's done the right way. You know, high level techniques. All approachable for this.
Yeah, and you know, we can do this for your family. If you want to do it for a group, for a family reunion or something like that, just reach out to us, and Russell and I will virtually be in your living room or your kitchen to help you kind of guide you through as many courses as you want. But if there's something specific that you want, a certain dish that we're not making today, that you see that's on our menu, let us know, and we're happy to film another R+R episode for you.
Yeah, you know, those live virtual demos are a lot of fun. I mean,
All about it.
again, we virtually are there with you guys, step by step, walking you through the food, having some fun, you know, telling some jokes or, you know, anything. So it's a ton of fun. All right, so our hash is close. You cook these down a little bit farther, but you can see I like a nice texture on my mushrooms like this. This is ready to go. You can see all that beef fat has picked up into those mushrooms, all of that delicious flavor that was in that pan from that steak. Oh man, that smells good. All right, so we're gonna move this stuff over.
Ready to build it?
Put it on this side. Yeah, we'll put it right there on your board. So we've got our plate here. First things first, that steak is rested. Typically the rule of thumb, you want to rest as long as it cooks. So cook for 10 minutes, you rest 10 minutes. It's a great way to kind of to think about it. Now, slow cook something for 4 hours, you probably don't need to rest it for 4 hours, but again, just rule of thumb. Okay, mushrooms.
And this is really all basic stuff that someone like myself
Absolutely.
can do some of the side work. You know, if you're doing it with your family at home, great way to spend some great family time. Nothing too crazy. Just some simple, basic ingredients that you put together for us.
Absolutely. And you can find any of this stuff at the store. Go down to your local butcher and get yourself a great cut of meat. But you know, we're using specialty mushrooms. You don't have to. We use shallots. You don't have to. You use a white onion. You use button mushrooms and a white onion, and it'll be just as good, guys. I promise you.
That looks
okay.
fantastic.
We got our little sauce, almost like the consistency of balsamic reduction. Brings a little bit of sweet and some good acid to cut through all that rich butter and blue cheese. And man, I am starving.
That looks amazing. That looks good enough to eat.
Let's eat it. Let's do it. Guys at home, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. R+R Show.
R+R Show. Visit us again. Thank you.
Thank you.